What's up, everybody? Good morning. I guess this is a live rep because it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I wasn't supposed to be up. But I was a smoker for like 30 years and I haven't smoked for like 4 days. This is day number 5. Little change, just changing my habits a little bit, you know. I could probably smoke like, I don't know, half of my pack a day cigarettes in the car driving to different places. So don't do that anymore. Started taking the good car, which I don't smoke in that car because she doesn't like it. So had a little cough, it's going away. All the times that I would go out and smoke during the day while I'm listing, wasted so much time. Realizing that, so just doing a little bit of housekeeping as far as my setup and stuff like that, and I thought I'd share with you that I've had some success with regards to not smoking. Working on a video, waiting on some FOIA requests so I can do some more videos about a particular story that I'm going to be bringing to you. Should be good. Making sure how this looks and goes. Let's see. If I don't know what it looks like. Oh, okay, so let's see. So I have this on my phone. This is my phone image. And the other times that I've gone live, I have done it with, I think, OBS Studio. Kind of that way, so. And this is through my mobile phone, which I didn't know that I could do. So, a couple of things that I could be happy about. New possibilities, but wonder what it looks like on the actual channel. Let's see. Giving up after 30 years. I mean, it's only been 5 days. I think, what do they say? After 7 days, you have a habit. Where is the mental part of it? Well, okay, so I had previously tried to quit. It's like my 9th time trying to quit. Good Lord. It's been a long time. I can't believe I smoked as long as I did. But I used a patch first like 4 days. And yesterday, I don't know why I did this, but I didn't put a patch on just to see if I could do it. Because it had been 3 days and I hadn't had any terrible urges. Talked with my doctor at an appointment, and we talked about some of the things. He was a smoker for a long time, but he just kind of told me about the mental part of it, and I kind of agree. There is a mental part of it, but my point is, I didn't wear my patch yesterday, and I didn't smoke. Did I think about it? Sure, but not a whole lot. So. But I want to see what it looks like. Oh, and I'm getting an echo, so if I just want to see what it looks like on the screen, I probably would just have to mute. Because what I hear, so the sound was not bad, which, that's good. So the sound is not bad. So just testing it out, see how it goes. But I guess I would just have this minimized so that I could see any chats that come up. But this is not, this particular setup is not really for what I would do for my desktop setup. Like I wouldn't be sharing anything necessarily because you cannot see what I'm doing on my screen. So that's why I would use OBS Studio. Okay. Aha, said the blind man to the deaf man as he pissed in the wind. Yes, okay. Anyway, thanks for those of you who joined. I don't go live very often, but now that I figured out that I can go mobilely, which I didn't know. I thought that I knew that I could go live on my desktop, but I didn't really know that I could go live on my mobile phone. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of subscribers. I'm thankful for the ones that I do have, and I'm going to be working on a lot of different content, which I said before, but that'll be so much different because I can actually have my mobile phone where I normally would be anywhere and go live and share some stuff that happens out there, even if it's like an impromptu pick for eBay. I mean, it's not my channel has kind of morphed into the First Amendment auditor type things because of what's going on with my mother, and just a general desire to kind of learn what about your rights and what you can and cannot do. So I know that I plan on, there's a couple of sites that I've checked out where you can listen to the Supreme Court arguments of some cases, which I find fascinating. I find court stuff, especially Supreme Court stuff, just fascinating. But to hear the attorneys like kind of argue their case and then read what the rulings were, I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, so what was I doing earlier? I was checking out. Okay, I could put that there. So if I did, let's see. Oh, okay, that is my full picture. All right, that doesn't look too bad. What is that? Autoplay on. Oh, I did want to see. Okay, so I would want to. Let's see. Okay, so on here, are there settings here? Nope. That's not it. I don't think I have any more live chat, all messages, top chat, hide all chat messages. Am I able to, so you can bear with me. Oh, so I was thinking that I had one person in the chat, which I would be totally surprised if I did, because like I said, I'm just talking to whoever's out there. But the person who's out there happens to be me because I have it up on my screen. So, haha, joke's on you. See, I can chat to myself. Let's see what happens if I chat. So, testing. Explore the chat. Where would I see it on there? And I'm gonna search for eyes. Those eyes go there, and I can put them there just to see. Okay, do that. Okay, that's what I always wondered. If I am doing that, all right, so where would they appear? Okay, that's cool. And what would happen if I shared? do it from? Okay, so it says that subtitles are unavailable. Why is that? I don't know if necessarily I would want Reddit. Anyway, well, now there's two people in there. Hello. If you joined, thank you so much. I'm just kind of testing things out. But I was talking about earlier about the different types of things that I'm doing to continue my journey of not smoking after having smoked for now 30 years. I can't believe it's been 30 years. In fact, I mean, I can go into the story of how I started. This is the true story. I was in the Air Force, many of you all know, and I was a lab tech. So I worked in the hospital clinical lab, and I had a peer. I don't remember his last name, but his name was Devin, Airman, whatever. I can't remember his name. He was permanent party there prior to me getting there, but we were the same rank. He just was more knowledgeable about lab stuff than I was, and he and the NCOIC of the lab, I'll just call her Cat, were smokers. And they would go out pretty much every hour on the hour and smoke a cigarette on the back balcony at Hill Air Force Base where I was stationed. Our lab, when you walked in the front of the building, it kind of went up to like the second level. There was 3 levels, the middle level. But in the lab, you could walk back to the back of the lab, and there would be a fire escape stairwell, which was grated, and they would go out there at the back door and smoke. This particular day, we had tons of stats. I think I was working in chemistry. I probably was working. I may have been working in the drawing room, but we were busy. And they went out, and I decided that I was going to go out too. And every time that they went out, I went out. And eventually, they're like, you got to buy your own pack of cigarettes. So 30 some odd years later, I smoked a pack a day. This is day number 5. I didn't wear my patch all day like yesterday, and I was fine. Today, I'm just up. I normally would go out and probably smoke, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 cigarettes. Instead, I'm live with you. Excuse me. I guess you're on my journey. Good luck to all of you who have tried many times. Keep doing it, because eventually you'll work. All right. So there you go. I was editing a video earlier, and I went to bed. So I'm back where I was doing. But the best thing is that I can see what is different than what it looks like when I do on OBS Studio. But I wonder if I did like yeah, it's a lot different. This setup is not really how it's going to be all the time. If you can't see, all the stuff around me is where I normally do my eBay stuff. But all of this is changing. We are in the process of moving everything around. We got rid of our couch, open up a little space, an area for us to work. She wants to reclaim the house, and I'm happy about it too, because this space is too small. So we're expanding our wings a little bit. So I know there's a delay between here and there. I don't hear myself in my headset, so there's no echo, so I can do that. Anything else? What else would I do? I put the title up there. I hope that that doesn't sound deceiving, giving up after 30 years. It's true. So I was, I don't know how old you all might think that I am, but I'm no spring chicken. So 30 years of smoking is a long time. And for those of you who have done it and quit, congratulations. And I'm not going to say by any stretch of the imagination that it's an easy task, because I know somewhere deep down inside I might have the notion to go out, but I have so many more things that matter to me, um, and I just want to be around a little bit longer than what I might be if I continue. So I'm not saying it's terribly easy, but it's been different than it has been in the past, and I'm going to keep going. So I can do so many other things than go outside and toke on the tokey toke. So let's see. I want to. Okay, I can see how long I've been on there. I want that to be off the screen. But really, if I am out and about, which is what again, I was shocked that I was shocked that I was able to go on my mobile phone, because previously what I would have to do is actually I would be at my desktop, go live, and then I would put TikTok. I would go live on TikTok because I couldn't do it on my mobile phone, but now I can, so maybe I can take it to an audit. I'm going to be checking out the sheriff's departments in the surrounding counties of where I live. I'm in Edgecombe County. I visited Pitt County, which there's a video about that. It's a very good experience. Sergeant Davis, or I'm sorry, Lieutenant Davis, really gracious guy, down to earth kind of guy. He's probably seen enough of it all where you can kind of get that he's a veteran versus, a rookie. Welcomed me through the courthouse, and he responded back to me via email and sent me what the rules of the court, at least what the rules of the courthouse are as it pertains to video recording. Basically, most courthouses are concerned about recording being a distraction of any kind, and also compromising the sanctity of the court procedures, including protection of witnesses, jurors, all that stuff. So that is primarily the restrictions that you will see in the courthouse, at least in Pitt County. I haven't sat in on any trials yet or anything like that, or done anything like that. In fact, I know that they have some type of certification or a process whereby you can identify yourself as press. Excuse me, which I plan on doing actually, but there's a closer courthouse to me than the Pitt County Courthouse, so I might probably check out all the things that I need to do there. But I don't know if it's Sampson County. Somebody told me before that in Sampson County, wherever that is. Let's see. I have a favorite. What is it that I want to pull up? Let's see. I'm just going to take a look here. Okay. So when I do anything that involves sheriff's department, I go to Sheriff Association of North Carolina website. It says ncsheriff.org. Can I put it in the link? I'll try it. Bear with me. Normally, like I said, normally I would have OBS Studio going. I'd be live and I could share my screen. But this is a little different because I literally just figured out today. Hey, Brandon Mitchell. Let's see. How you doing? Let's go, Brandon. But my one of my in-laws told the story about how that came about. I never even knew that was a thing. But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, North Carolina Sheriff's Association. They have a cool map. Am I allowed to? So it's ncsheriff.org, sheriffs, and then the sheriff directory. So I decided that I was going to go. So I'm in Edgecombe County, and the surrounding counties around, or surrounding, meaning border, I guess is what I'm saying, are Nash, Wilson, Pitt, Greene, Martin, Halifax. Those are the ones that are kind of border Edgecombe, which means that if I hit those first, then I can kind of county by county figure out some things. I am a proponent of body cam footage. The first experience that I ever had with regards to wanting to record, I didn't have everything set up, and so I lost a lot of footage. That was the whole point, is I lost a lot of footage because like my battery went dead, something else happened. Anyway, the next thing that I did was I submitted for body worn camera footage, and I got it. In Indiana it was unbelievably easy. So I didn't realize that there was a process, like on occasion, depending on what state you are, whereby you couldn't get body cam footage. And in North Carolina, it's not that you can't get it, but the process is a lot different. BWC's body worn camera footage is not considered public records. They treat it differently. It's a total different process, and I'm learning that process. And I decided that the way that I was going to do that was by going county by county and dealing with the sheriffs at the sheriff's level. Now, of course, in each city, they may have their own city police department, but the sheriff's department governs the county by county. So I figure that they probably have some records that they keep, and I have the sheriff's association that gives some information. And if you go through their website, at least in North Carolina, there is a lot of information about the sheriff's department, and the office and all that stuff. So, and really, when it comes down to it, my journey as it relates to First Amendment auditing is more of a figuring out my solid understanding of what my personal rights is, or what my personal rights are, and as they relate to my mother. If you look at any of my videos, you'll see I am in a unique situation with regards to my mother, and I have to do certain things for her stead. And in order to do that, I think that collecting the best record possible is what I want to do. And if I'm in a government entity or dealing with a government entity, I want to make sure that I document that process. And any other time that I'm able to check out the government, then I can. I call all of these things that I'm doing, whether I'm reviewing a video. In one case, I'm reviewing Fraud and Wrangler, his review of Tyrant Terminators audit. I call them reps. We're exercising all of our rights, any of our rights. If you lose them, I do it respectfully. I like to feel that I'm respectful when I do it. Respectfully exercising our whatever rights it is, whether it be First Amendment, Second Amendment, all of those, and publish the interaction with, with no bias. So of course I may edit for time, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to bring the majority of whatever story is that I'm working on, so that you get all of the information. And I don't know if I should do like edit version versus full version, but if there's ever any question as to what I'm leaving in or taking out, um, I have no problems in sharing that information. Right now, I'm just trying to make it so that it's edutainment, if you will, where you are entertained and you're educated at the same time. As I learn, you learn. So I'm starting with the county surrounding Edgecombe County. The reason why I brought this up is because I wanted to see. I think Sampson County is somewhere around 2 hours away from where I live, and people say that they don't allow you to record there. So I don't know that to be the case, but I guess one day we'll see. There's 100 counties in North Carolina. It's a lot of sheriff departments, but I figure I can gather a lot of information just by going county by county. And so far in Pitt County, it was a good experience. I have yet to, well, I've visited the SSA building in Greenville, North Carolina. There's some other surrounding areas where there's SSA buildings, but and I still have yet to receive any of the FOIA requests that I initially did when I first started this journey. Now, the SSA, the Social Security Administration, has changed the way they intake FOIA requests. So I haven't ascertained whether or not that the long length of time that they said it originally was going to be is what's taking so long for them to respond to my FOIA request, or is it because there's a new system? So obviously I'm going to go back into the system and try to figure all that out. But I have reached out to the SSA department ad nauseum. I basically sent like to all of the regional people of SSA the same inquiry using the same language to all of those people. And so I've discovered that they basically have a very stock reply as to the questions that I asked about filming in their space. And we've heard it all before. What they say on the they have it's listed, it's posted as you can't do it, whatever, all that stuff. I've been through it all, so I have my own personal opinions about it, and I am trying to get to the nitty gritty of it all, talking to people there. But I mean, it is what it is. But still, it still has caused me to want to see things that affect my life on whatever level it is. I want to make sure that I understand how those things are. So, and one of those things is, as big as North Carolina is, I have a hard time believing that it is as hard as it is to get officers to be held accountable by their own cameras that they have control over, that tell the story of what's happening. I kind of have a problem with that. So, we have, hashtag stop muting body cam footage. And it happened in the story that I had. If you check it out, you'll find out. I called him Mute Man Marcus. He's constantly muting his body cam from his watch. I mean, why affect the record? Anyway, so that's one of the things that I'm interested in, is finding out the whole entire process that you have to go through in order to get body cam footage, what you can do with body cam footage that's released as it is in North Carolina. And interestingly enough, when I submitted FOIA requests for body cam footage in the SSA story in Indiana, where I visit frequently. That's where my mom is. That was an easy process. I saw a story that I questioned initially. It actually was frauded. The one with the crazy looking face. One of those guys did a story about that, making fun of the person, and I was like, it just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like that's the way it went. So I started looking into the story, and it was very easy for me to get that footage and look at the story. Then it made me look in even further into the story. And again, that was in like November, but their department they sent information to me. There had already been somebody that had requested that information, so they had it in like a pool of information. So they sent it to me. I went through all that stuff. I kind of made my decision, asked the questions, which is what I do, and then I sent in another request. And she has been in contact with me, letting me know that they're having legal review it, but there's like 15 different scenarios or not cases. There, I guess cases, instances that I'm waiting for them to come back, but she's getting them to me and they're just going through the process legal. So that's in Ohio. And really what I did was in my travels from where I live, we go to a couple of different places routinely, traveling through other places. So I feel like I need to know the laws of the states that I travel through routinely so that I am capable of taking care of business when I'm there. So when I say taking care of business, if you get stopped, if you, by an officer, or if you have to go to a government building, all those things, you should probably know how the laws are of that state and then as it relates to the Constitution. So by proxy, I'm learning the laws of the states that I go through. Florida, Ohio, Utah, Indiana, Virginia, those kind of areas. Different circuits too. There's different things that, rulings that come down by, depending on what circuit you're in. So, but that's generally the approach that I'm taking. So, didn't get very much editing done, but I kind of feel like I have an idea of how things are going to be if I decide that I'm going to go live and work on my computer, but not do it where I'm going to share the screen. And I now know that I can do it mobilely. So, if anything, talked about some of the things that are coming up for the 2024, mainly that I intend on remaining to be a non-smoker, which is a good thing. Bravo. I mean, do what you do. I mean, I loved it when I did it. In fact, when I was a director of a call center, or even as a rep, I never felt like I had a break if I didn't go out and toke on one, even if I just sucked it down. So, I mean, yesterday, as I didn't have my patch on, did my work, did I feel like I wanted to have a cigarette? It wasn't really like that. And I, like I said, I wore my patch for the first 3 days religiously. Like I was like, but when I didn't wear my patch yesterday was kind of like my first test of, have I gotten over like the physicalness of it all where I'm like, I need a cigarette. I haven't had that yet. And if I did, I actually pushed through it. So yeah. So for those of you who are fighting the good fight, keep fighting. I was gonna mention a couple things. So we've been like 34 minutes, and I've been rambling on about a couple of different things. I did have a couple of specific things that I did want to talk about. I think I've touched on it, so I'm just gonna recap pretty much what it is that I'm doing with my channel for the next coming year. So I am going to be digging into certain things about the different counties in North Carolina, including the one that I live in, sheriff's department, body-worn camera footage, the request of that information, all those things. But there's 100 counties that I can research and go through. Got to be a lot of information to be had. I'll be sharing it with you as I go along. So I have a specific story that I'm working on involving a person, and I'm going to say that the case has already been kind of out there, but I don't believe anybody has looked into it the way I've looked into it, and I'm just waiting for some information on that. So there's probably, like, I don't know, there's a couple of different levels to that story, and I'm going to be researching that. And that's not in North Carolina, it's in Ohio. Like I said, I travel through different areas, and the laws pertain to me in those states. So anytime I get the opportunity to research something in the areas that I go through, then I will. And this particular case brought interest to me. I'm trying to think why it is that I was interested in it. First of all, it was a woman who may have seemed like she was having some, not necessarily mental issues, but not quite there. But I'm not going to say that I know that to be the case or not, which I could see my mother being in a situation, suffering from dementia, where things just aren't quite there, and a cop is addressing her, and it just turned the wrong way. So I could see that happening, and it touched my heart on a certain level. So yeah, I just started looking into it, and questions. I just had some questions. So those are the type of reps I'm going to be doing. I call it reps. So, if you don't exercise your rights, you lose them. You hear that? So REP for me stands for how I plan on doing the things that I do, as far as an audit. If I'm the person there with the camera interacting with the government official, whether it be a cop or a government official, I intend to do it respectfully, exercising whatever right that it is that I have, and then I intend on publishing the interaction. So REP, I call them reps. So it might be a review rep, where, like I did with the Wrangler video, I saw his review of a video and a scenario, and to me it was like we were looking at two different videos. I feel like he had it wrong. I reviewed his review. That's another type of rep. I'm exercising my ability to look through the laws that pertain to a situation and weed it out. First of all, I kind of feel like it's interesting that laws are written the way that they are, and we have to, like, the language that lawyers and judges may use. I mean, I guess if it was easy enough, I mean, it's easy enough for us to read, and I guess when you have to clarify something, then you go through a lawyer. But I just like to read. So those are the type of reps my own personal audits, review of others, different cases that come up. I'm looking into something that caught my attention, and I just started looking at it. So anyway, that's what I intend to do. If you guys have videos that you want me to look at, or whatever, then you can send them to me. There's a way that you can go into the description and submit videos. Send me an email, FAQthemadness@gmail.com. Like, subscribe. All of that helps the algorithm, and I am not necessarily going to just cater to one group or another, or one interest or another. It is things that interest me. I mean, if I'm passionate about it in my own mind, then it causes me to want to dig a little deeper. So, but if it interests you and it interests me at the same time, then I don't have a problem kind of looking into it. I don't know if you guys want to see. But it's not going to work for me to share it with you anyway. But I'm working on a video now. Then this to me, kind of interesting. And I don't know what it is about qualified immunity that has been coming up. Something must have happened in the news recently because, like, all day yesterday, like um, 5 different stories came in my feed. Somebody was doing a live on it. So qualified immunity, you know, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's got to be something. I just haven't looked into it. I haven't had time, so I have time now. I don't know what is the. I'm gonna say 40 minutes is pretty good. No, I appreciate those of you who came. Share it with somebody. I mean, this video, I talked about a number of different things. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a bug, and I knew it was there. Look at that. See, it's another thing I don't have to worry about. It's burning holes in my damn clothes. Gone. Yes, I'm happy about that too. So, okay, a remedy that has worked the last couple of days. I'm a snacker. I do snack. I like my brownies with milk. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, and the last time I went to the doctor, my hemoglobin A1C was a little bit high. So the doctor was like, you're pre-diabetic, you gotta change your diet and everything like that. So my wife, to be fiance, we're getting married very shortly, was like, you gotta stop eating this, this, and this, and that, blah, all the stuff that I like to eat. Turns out, part of the reason why my hemoglobin A1C was elevated is because I've kind of put on a few pounds over the years at my age now. And as you put on that weight, it becomes harder for insulin to work on sugar. So it's not that my liver is having a problem taking care of that. So it's got to go through more tissue to get it done. So the whole nother thing. I only bring it up to say that I'm likely going to stop snacking in the middle of the night. I'm not going to be out, wake up in the middle of the night, and then smoke like 5 cigarettes and then go back to bed. I might just get up and list. I can pull the orders for tomorrow, edit the video, all of those different things. But the point is I'm not feeling like I'm gonna go out there and have to smoke a cigarette. It's only been 5 days. Now, a month from now, you guys might be like, how's it going, son? I'm like, oh my gosh, I started again. And I've tried like over 30 years, you can imagine. Wait, has it been 30 years? 20, yeah, like 30 years of smoking. I can't even believe it's been that long. It's just terrible. Anyway, over that length of time, I would say there's multiple days, every day that I wake up and say I want to stop, but then I go get gas or I go get something and I'm in the store buying another pack. So I feel like I can save a lot of money. And that's not even the impetus for me wanting to do that is not even a money thing because I'm so far removed from when I said I remember when it was $1.80. I mean, there's been so many $1.80s and so many raises all ago. I mean, a pack now for me costs like $7 and some change. I'm well beyond that. So the money thing I've already conceded to do. But at the same time, even when I save money with coupons, that is a lot of coinage, Jack. And the way it goes for me, I donate plasma twice a week, right? So I would be buying from my own little pool of resources from that stuff. Get gas, if I have to go sourcing in the Greenville area, donate plasma, go to Goodwill, and come back home. That's all the money for me, Jack. I don't have to pay that $7 twice a week. I mean, that will add up pretty quickly. So what is it that I would want to buy? I think one cool thing that I would want to buy, every time that I've had the opportunity or to play with a drone, I mean, I've gotten it to go up a couple and go around, but then I don't know how to control it, and so it might break and something. It's just the cheap little version of a drone that I've had. I've only been able to play with for limited periods of time, so that might be something. Um, I used to think that I wanted to get a really expensive camera that would have, video and do a really clear picture. I'm doing a lot of, starting to do, wanting to do videos, want to get the highest quality and highest sound, all that stuff. And I can't remember the case that it is. I have to remember this because it's one of the ones that's on my mind. But basically, if you think about it, I don't know if it was, see, okay. I feel bad because I'm talking about it because it came to my mind. And when I say it, somebody might know what case I'm talking about. And I'm sorry it doesn't come immediately to my mind what case I'm talking about. But the gist of the case is this, that, oh, and it's right on the tip of my tongue too. I just read it a couple days ago. But that our cell phones are far different than just, I mean, like if you have it on your person, that an officer doesn't have the ability to search our cell phones because of the information that it holds. So the reason why I bring that up is because if I am on an audit or if I'm somewhere else and I have a camera, an actual camera, and I'm getting the footage, and then I get, arrested or whatever, they can possibly go through that differently, and it's going to be differently held than my phone. So I don't think that I have a desire to necessarily get a setup that will have this wonderful camera on it, but rather a setup that might have, even if it has multiple cell phones situated in a way where I can record. But the phone that I use currently, and I've never had this before, has a setting whereby I can see in front of me and at myself at the same time. And I usually have like a GoPro type setup on my chest, and that's all the angles I need as far as different sounds and capturing all the stuff. And I can set that up and sync it all together. But I was watching the guy that does the what is his name, Jeff? I don't want to say Jeff Gray, but he does the God bless the homeless vets, that guy. But you could see that he has a microphone, and I think he had it set up where he just stood in an area and set up a shot, but he had his microphone on. And I think that I can accomplish that because as it relates to going into the Social Security Administration office, the building where I'm going to be exercising that right and trying to figure things out, it's clearly delineated where the lobbies are, all of those things. But I can set up the shot where you could see me on the inside, and they don't have a problem with you recording, audio recording. So whether it be my Zoom H6, which I have, I mean, this you can clearly see if I'm holding this and I'm talking to you. But a lot of times, a manager may not necessarily want to talk to you if you tell them you're recording. They may just decide they're not to. Or, are you recording? Well, I'm sorry, I can't speak on camera, or I can't give a statement. That's fine. But and depending on the state that you're in, you cannot do it surreptitiously, right? In secret. You have to do it openly. So if you that's why people hold their phone up a certain way. They're clearly recording part of the conversation. One party, two party, all those things apply. Make sure you know what is going on in the state that you live in. But my point is that I have the ability to capture the audio and the video of me going into a room. And I know that we see this occur on different reporting whereby you hear the person's audio, but they're showing it through a building. You know, you just assume that they're talking about filming inside. So something similar to that is what I intend on doing, because I want to have a conversation with the SSA people, specifically to find out why my FOIA request is not being answered. You got to answer my FOIA request. So, and I mean, it's been 5 months since I submitted all that stuff. I can replicate it. I can duplicate the effort. That's not the problem. It's the fact that you have not responded to it at all, and that's some bullshit. So, anyway, well, party people, it's time to say goodbye for now. We'll have our second time around. But before you go, remember that song? Something that I like to say. Everything's not what it seems. Excuse me. Anyway, I have to. Old girl's upstairs asleep. She's probably like, "Who are you talking to?" I was talking to the people. I was putting in a live rep. What? Rep. That's gonna be my word. I'm calling it a rep. From going from on, I'm just calling it a rep. It's a First Amendment rep. It's a Second Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment. It's a rep. Reading legal rep. We're gonna do a Supreme Court rep. Whatever. They're all reps. Exercising your right, your mind, your ability to make yourself better and stronger as it relates to whatever it is that we're talking about. So. Oh, I could have done that too. I'm so excited for. Look, you guys can see. Let me see. I don't want to set up. But anyway, behind me, all that stuff behind me, it's getting cleared out. I've been working in this space for like a year now, 2 years, and believe me, if I didn't have it completely, I mean, organized enough where old girl would not freak out. She doesn't like a lot of clutter. This is allowable right now because we are moving everything around, but I'm just so happy that it's going to be. I don't have to work in this clutter. And wait, what is that? Oh, I thought that was showing something different. It's funny because even though I have this on, I can't hear out of it now. I was editing when I first started, so I could hear. Memo to self, you have to turn the video down. You know what I think that is interesting? What I think is cool. This is like, I mean, I have a long ways to go as far as it goes to video editing and like some of the things that I really want to do when it comes to editing. But when there's a video that has multiple different views, and well, so I edited a video that had multiple views, and I realized that somebody else had access to the same information. Remember, I told you about the story in Cleveland. Was it Cleveland? In Ohio, somewhere in Ohio. Well, there's only so many ways that you can get the information, but I just found it interesting that my mind's eye was kind of the same as another person's, but different. It was kind of interesting to see like the differences. So this particular piece that I'm working on right now, the way that I see it is a little bit different. And then when I compare, I'm like, oh, I see what they did there, why they did that. But I'm dealing with like what I wanted to hear, what I wanted to hear, and what I think somebody else would want to hear. And the way that I put it in was kind of cool. So I just thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, clearly, I'm getting tired. It's 3:18 in the morning. Have I given you any value? Well, at least you know that there's hope. There is hope. Uh-oh. Um, is that a song that I knew somebody else knew or created for tomorrow? I think that our pianist made that song, so I don't have any kind of strike. But anyway, I love that song. But there is hope for you if you are trying to go through that process of quitting, even if it's for a short time or a long time. In my case, it was a very long time. And I felt pretty good. Woke up this morning. I went to sleep. And then I woke up around like an hour ago. It's been 56 minutes that we've been on this live. And I appreciate the one person that came and listened to me. But at least you will have knowledge of what it is I plan on doing this year. How many videos did I do last year? Let's see. Put this over here. Did 34 videos. I think that I decided last year that I wanted to do one a week. And I fell short, obviously. I don't know how many subscribers I was thinking that I was going to have. One would have been fine. But as I've done basically 1 year, in fact, YouTube just gave me like a notification, like, congratulations, it's been a year. I think my first video, let's see, when was it? My very first video, it says 1 year ago. So it does say 1 year ago. And that was an eBay video. And my first SSA video or auditing type video was 6 months ago. And there's 34 videos, and it's a good mixture of shorts and live. So, I mean, if I just shot for having 100 videos, that would be like 66. Oh, my favorite number is 13. So if I just added 67, let me just make sure that I'm doing the math right. So 34 plus 67. Yeah, that's 101. Now, if I did 66, that would be 100 videos. But 67 is my number, because I like numbers that have 13 in it, or add to 13, 9, 4. So if I shoot for 67 videos, even if there's 67 shorts, I'd still be okay with that, because that's me giving out, and I want it to be quality content. Like, I don't know if you consider this quality content. I hope you do. I mean, I wouldn't be sharing it if I didn't think that it was going to add to the process. And when I say add, first of all, I solidified that I can go live with my cell phone. I didn't know I could do that. So if anybody's like channel situation looks like mine, and I don't know exactly which part of it, if the rules change or whatever, but I have 218 subscribers. I just got another subscriber, so thank you for subscribing. Like and share. Don't forget to do all that stuff. But if you have that amount of subscribers, or around that amount of subscribers, you can go live. I don't know which one it is. I think at 50, I was able to do it from on my desktop, and maybe after I did a search and whatever, but now I can do it. So if that doesn't give you some value, I don't know what does. So that's one thing. And I gotta stop doing this. I gotta stop looking at me, but look at you. You, the people. We the people. Another piece that I wanted to share was, don't have to do it. Don't have to do it. And I don't even have my patch on yet. So I woke up obviously about an hour ago, and normally, I'm telling you, I probably would have smoked like 7 cigarettes and gotten half the work that I wanted to do. So it's already a plus for me already, because I just created content. I just sat and hung out with you for an hour now, and I didn't even go out and smoke. I didn't edit nanosecond. But I figured out what my goal is going to be for the year at a minimum. I like, in fact, I'm going to write it down right now. Today is the 5th of January, and I'm just going to write a big O 67. So that's, I mean, if you think about it, 34 is what I have now. Double that would be 68. Ooh, we're right in that sweet spot. I mean, the number's just right. Kind of sexy. Feels like I can get it done. I think I can get it done. Can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah? Yeah, so 67. That's going to be the number at a minimum. And what if I do the 67 plus another 100, and that's going to be to 201 videos. Then by the time we do that, then who knows? It's not going to get us to 1 million, but it's certainly a plan. So anyway, I've rambled on enough. Clearly, I mean, don't get me wrong. Going forward, the reason why I would be using the fact that I have the ability to go mobile live or go live with my mobile is because I'm out and about. I don't think that the normal routine of me sitting here talking to you like I'm talking right now is going to be how it's going to be, because I would want to, like, I probably would want to be listening to a video or something like that, and it would lend itself to me being able to share my screen and all that stuff. But I'm working with what I got here, people, because I have all of this mess here. This computer's got to go to another place, and my laptop's got to go somewhere else. I'm just trying to make it happen, so don't hold it against me. No, I'm just joking. Oh my gosh. So what can I say though? Calling it a rep, I shared that with you. Respectfully exercising our rights and publishing the interactions that I have with government officials. So, thanks for joining me with this rep. Thanks for repping this with me, repping. We'll work it out. You'll get what I'm talking about. So for those of you who stopped by, I appreciate it. Please consider subscribing, like, and share. It all helps the algorithm. I talked to my sister. Love her. Bless her soul. Bless her heart. You know when you say bless her heart in North Carolina what that means, but or at least in the South. But I really do mean it. But she was like, why do people gotta ask to like and share and subscribe? And at that time, I think I probably had like 10 subscribers. I'm like, sis, I'm just asking the people that I know like love me. Like, it's hard enough to get one of y'all to just like and subscribe. My daughters, it's like, watch the video. And I get it, if you have good stuff, then people are going to want to watch it. So I totally get it. So I'm working to perfect all of that stuff, I promise. But it's just the point that, it does help the algorithm. It does help for if you see something that you like, that you share it with somebody who you think might like it. So, excuse me, I gotta drink water. But all that to say, I love you guys. I appreciate the support. If one person hung out with me for another hour or 10 minutes or whatever, I'd be happy. And if you put something in the comments, which I, that's one thing that I got to remember to do. So I don't know if it happens. I should probably refresh and I would see any comments. Not to say that there are, but I would see it. But the Brandon Mitchell person that was there who waved, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And if you have a channel or anything like that, I'll go check it out. Go to channel. Let's see, I could do that on the fly. Alrighty then. That's a person who I probably maybe have come across, and I have subscribed to your channel. Thank you very much for hanging out. See? That easy. Love begets love. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Peace. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.